everyone. Welcome back to Quaternity Live. I'm Priyanka, as you'll hopefully know by now, and I am joined by my brother, Shreyas. Welcome back, dude. It's been a while since we've had you.
Hey everybody, thank you. In fact, yeah, I think the last time was the last tournament final. So excited to be back for this one.
Yeah, it's been a hot second. And yeah, we're here because we are tuning into the finals of the Brazil tournament that's happening right now. And yeah, it's very, very similar to the last tournament we had. So I'm actually quite excited to have you back, Shreyas, because you brought invaluable insights to our last tournament. Um, and I'm expecting the same this time too, just so you know.
We'll try my best. We'll try my best. I think, yeah, no, I think actual tournament matches are always incredibly fun to just participate in, and there tends to be extra drama from all of the tournament dynamics. So yeah, excited to dive into those.
Yeah, and I think, Shez, I don't know if you know this yet, but for our viewers, one thing that's really cool about this tournament is similar to Helen's, it is also a team tournament. So there have been a ton of teams playing, and we had a very similar structure to Helen's itself. So each team had 4 people, and so they've all sort of been playing each other over the last couple of days. And the final that we're watching right now is from the top individual players from the top four teams. So yeah, so it's like, so certainly we don't have the whole country dynamic going on, which was really fun last time, I know, but we definitely have the whole team dynamic going on, which is cool too.
So that's amazing. How many teams do we have participating? Is it 8 teams? No, it's more actually.
More, I think it must have been like 10.
11. I think it's 11 teams. Yeah, I think it's 11 teams, Mother. That
Yeah,
would be awesome.
it was insane.
Uh,
And some of those teams had eat like teams within a team. What I mean is the 2 people were playing one color. So the
I
number of
see.
people playing in this tournament is actually massive. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks like just at a glance, it looks like it's north of 50 people. North of 50 people in the tournament. That's fantastic. Right? Incredible participation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, they're starting. Sweet.
yeah, I think like the 4 teams who have representatives in the finals are who, like the Jaguars. I
The
think the
and six. Uh,
okay,
the
the
ball.
Bodfish Brawlers
Yes, and
and the
nine.
H and
So
Knights of the
Daria,
Distant Rose.
yeah, not Daria. Even though she's not, that team was not on the fourth. She, I think, is one of the top players, and so she is playing the final, and she's from Knights of the Distant Rose. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. And but yeah, like you were saying, the H bomb. So Jaguars are in the lead with 29 points. H bomb's second with 24.5. Bodfish Brawlers are third with 23, and Maiden Six is fourth. So, and I think Knights of a Distant Rose is fifth actually. So if Daria does well, she could do well for her team, which is pretty cool.
That's a really tight. That's a really tight points table actually. And so this final is now sort of like the top 4 players
Yes.
across the tournament, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I believe they're playing a game of 15 plus 5. And everybody else who are playing their final game will be doing a 12 plus 3. But because this one is the top players across the tournament, I think they gave them a slightly longer time frame to play with.
Okay. And so in the final, I think it's like Richard representing the Botfish Brawlers and he's in white. I think it's Savio in red, who's in the Jaguars. And
Yes.
black is Emmanuel, who is representing what is it H bomb, and then green is Daria with Knights of the Distant Rose.
Sweet. Sweet. And um and one thing that people should know is that if you, similar to a lot of tournament rules, if you touch a piece, you have to move it. And if you move out of turn, you have to move that piece as well. And the table self-regulates. So there is a certain expectation of sportsmanship and honesty, as always. But yeah, I think the game has started, so we should move to seeing what's going on there.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think this time our
Well,
IT
on
setup
the
is not as sophisticated as the last time. So let's just take a second to sort of tell what's going on.
Yes.
Darius' position is okay. No, Darius' position is actually quite a normal position. But she's like fairly receded back in the green. It
Yep.
looks like Richard in the white. Yeah, a lot of people are moving their castle in front of the king on that major diagonal. That's interesting. Red has done that as well,
Mhm.
which is I think Savio.
Yep.
It's not a structure that was very popular, at least earlier on. So it looks like it's a new pattern that is emerging. And black as a manual. Okay, I'm not very familiar with the manual style of play. Um, but I think his is a more conventional opening position. Just yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I would expect the horse that is near his king on BC. It's J11 gonna
Yeah. I see the one you're talking about.
to move out. Yeah, exactly. He just moved it. Okay. So yeah, I would expect that to now come in front of the bishop.
Yep. I also think
Yeah.
he seems to be playing more forward than, except red is actually going fairly.
Yeah,
Oh,
red is aggressive. I mean, Richard in the white set up like pretty well there, right? Because
yeah.
this is pretty crazy. Actually, I'm pretty sure if I'm seeing that correctly, I think the white can take red's queen right now, at the expense of a castle on
Yep.
the C file,
Yeah.
which is exceptionally aggressive. I mean, that's like a really really aggressive trade to leave open.
Yep.
But I don't think Richard will take it. I mean, it's a little bit difficult to beat down a castle. Oh no, he took it.
Oh,
He took it.
wow. They're really going for it. And it's really early on.
That's, man, that's amazing. That's absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
that's incredible.
Wow.
I should probably mention that just like Helen's, this is probably happening because there are some team mechanics at play. This isn't just an
Yeah,
individual.
that's actually a really good point. Let's see what the
Yeah.
story is. So red, I'm just bringing up my copy of the points table. So I think red is Jaguars, right? They're in the top place, and Botfish Brawlers is 6 points behind.
Right.
Note that this is not the only game that impacts. There are a bunch. There are like a bunch of other final round games happening. So it does become kind of tricky, Madhu, because yes, in theory, like this is not the last game, right? There's a last round, and so even if you and then like the points table is so tight, it's like within 6 points that if you don't get any points in this game, I think other people can leapfrog because there are so many tables at the same time. So yeah, it's possible, but I feel like it's a very, very risky strategy.
Yeah, it's risky because maybe the idea is to hope that Red, who is leading the tournament right now, I mean their team, doesn't get too many points from this game, and then
Yeah.
Richard is hoping that his team can show up in the other games,
Yeah.
which is still
Totally.
very, very risky.
Also, knowing Richard's dynamics of team play, that's entirely possible because he had a very similar approach in terms of how he put the team first at Helen's as well. Because I remember he had a really great first day, and then the second day was a little bit harder for him, and he was just like, nope. As long as the team goes first, we have to make sure that team, the team that could beat England out, because the UK, I'm sorry, was at the top of the leaderboard at Helen's, and that was their priority the entire time. So I could actually. What y'all saying makes a lot of sense. He's
Totally.
really pushing towards red though. Like he's really playing that angle.
Yeah, he's got the bishop bearing down on the knight, on the red knight, and then the other pawn on the b file. Red's pawn is now being threatened. I mean, the pawn is protected by both the knight and the bishop, so it's not immediately at risk.
Yeah.
But I think that you can easily build up pressure there, and then like start to make things very complicated. So, I mean, to be honest, I think the weakest link right now is the horse on the C file, which if Richard moves his next castle over
Yeah,
and then moves the knight out of the way to discover an attack, it starts to become really, really messy for red.
100%. And then I would also be curious, sorry, really quickly, because right now green and black are not really engaging quite yet, from what I can tell. And so
Yeah.
I wonder what they would do in changing that dynamic also.
Look, I think black setup is like pretty clear that black is in a more sort of conservative opening and is going to wait. I don't think black is going to be aggressive.
Mhm.
The reality here is that I think the biggest opportunity is going to be for green.
Yep.
Because I think red is like you're in Quaternity, the same pieces that are used for offense also used for defense, right? Like because
Right.
the position is like this balance of being opened and closed. And so like when you lose your queen, the
Mhm.
queen is one of the most important defensive positions because it is the first or second protector for a lot of pieces. And so red's now opened up on the diagonal against green. And so I would imagine that green is going to have certain opportunities.
And it does.
And I expect, yeah.
Yeah, so her queen, green's queen is already lined up. And if
with the bishop behind.
knight,
Oh my God.
yeah, if white takes that knight, then that's mate. There's nothing.
Yeah, that is a mate. That is a very, very good spot.
Yeah.
That is a very good spot. And it looks like black has seen that and is trying to put some pressure on top of green to at least divert some attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Daria's
Daria's waiting. She's being smart.
yeah, she's going to wait.
Richard, yeah. I think Richard's spotted that mate.
That's a wild amount of pressure on top of. I mean, I think there can be a bunch of interesting things here as well, where white's queen is on an open diagonal and it's only blocked by the green horse. And so if black chooses to put some pressure, there can be a discovered attack between black and green. But okay, black is moving in.
You're really
That was a free piece.
right as they happen.
Yeah, but that's actually not where I thought. I did not see that quickly enough. I was looking further down on the diagonal, but that is a very.
Now red's protected the spot, so it's no longer there.
The mate? No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I have no ties towards anybody playing that. I'm just yeah, good for you.
You don't want red to give up a cheap mate. You know, like you don't want to see that.
Oh man. Oh, a little shaky. Okay, Daria's moved back into a more, or green, actually, I should remember to call them by colors. Green's moved back into a little more defensive again. She's staying in her fort, as I call it anyway.
Fort.
I have a feeling, I wonder if.
Oh see, if red can just hang out for a couple of minutes and white can just hang out for like the next 5-6 moves, the game will likely go into a lull for a couple of minutes, and there will be an opportunity for a momentum switch. And so, but the thing is, they need to just play tight and not give up any pieces. Because if they sort of arrest the momentum, there is an opportunity to then like redirect it in one of the other colors, either green or black direction. Right now, all the action is between white, like pointed towards either white or red, right? And so if you were them, it's like critical in this point to sort of play it cool and not go in full bore, because then you will have no opportunity to shift the momentum.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, so a couple of waiting moves like these are smart. You know, they're though. Wait, is the? Oh no. I see. I thought the white horse was hanging, but it's protected by the bishop that's further up, so it's okay.
That was the knight. No, now it's threatening the bishop. Red's threatening white again. And I think just trying to get him to leave, honestly.
Those are all waiting moves, to be honest. He's not going to take that. He's not going to exchange the bishop for the knight when it's protected. Like that kind of thing. I don't think they're going to do. But see now, green is trying to take advantage.
Yeah, but that bishop isn't protected. The bishop's protecting the knight, but nothing's protecting the bishop.
But the bishop is not under attack, right?
The knight, then he just moved red moved their knight up there.
No, red. That's a bishop. Red moved a bishop.
Oh, okay.
That's not a. But like here, there's another line that's potentially opening up here with green.
Green, right? Yeah.
Okay, now the bishop is threatened, and the white bishop is. I think the white bishop might be trapped.
Yep.
I think the white bishop might be trapped, which makes it quite complex.
Well. Oh, yeah, no, I think either which way, there's not much that bishop can do anymore. Unless something to threaten differently.
I haven't pinned. That's a local setup. Okay. So, but yes, I do think that is, I would say that's the way to do this. Yeah.
Actually have it open on a different screen so I can see better. Madhu, you should double check the feed. Because when you pinned it, it's...
Yeah, so I'd say the bishop was hanging, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So white's lost the bishop. So white's now lost a bishop and a bishop, a pawn, and a castle.
Yep.
Red's lost a queen. I don't know whether I would say white's now lost a second pawn. I would say white squarely lost that exchange. It's just too much material to lose, and like the two pawns means that your defensive structure is very open. So if you see now, white's defensive structure is tremendously more open than red. Red's actually managed to close things up.
Yeah.
And so now I think that practically now it depends on what black chooses to do. But if black chooses to jump in against white, I think white is in a very, very high risk situation. So white really needs to just defend now. Pull back pieces, wait, try to shift momentum elsewhere, or attention elsewhere, and then sort of like live to fight another day.
Yeah. Because white actually, I was going to say, even though white's lost more material than the others, he still has strong enough pieces that he could, like you were saying, get back on track.
He could easily, but pushing the pawn that he just did right now against green. Yeah, see, this is like a very aggressive move right now, right? Because you didn't need to push that. And like the question is like, what is black going to do?
Yeah.
And it's possible that white's position or view or read on black is that black is actually not going to enter the fray in a meaningful way, at least on the diagonal.
Yep.
And if that's the case, then it might be like there may be opportunity to be aggressive the way they are. But like, I think a lot of it is going to hinge on the correct read of black's level of aggression.
A little bit of context that we had with black, I don't know what they'll do this game, of course, is that at the very least, white has been playing sort of with the same style he's been playing in the whole tournament, as we understand it. So he's been more aggressive throughout. And black, which I believe is Emmanuel, correct?
That's right.
Emmanuel has been much more solid, was the word, which I think is more consistent and calm.
Totally.
So may be an accurate read in terms of what black will or won't do.
Yeah, so white, yeah. I mean, white is definitely taking out prisoners. It's like,
It's interesting. Red has done a good job of retreating correctly, I think. Or I should say.
There's also like the dark square bishops of both white and black are facing off against each other. And so like I think white needs to be careful that he doesn't overextend too much with another main piece. Because if they do, then you can lose two pieces in one move. Okay, so that's good. He recognized that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and now there's like a tacit now support between red and white, which is sweet.
Yeah. It's fun to see how that shifted quite quickly.
Yeah, I think this is awesome. I think this is a great opportunity for them to like shift and focus on black now instead and like stop just at least for a brief period of respite.
It's interesting. Green has kept a lot of the attention off herself for most of this. And I'm wondering if they're all going to take themselves out by the time she actually jumps in.
It's also worth noting that Green has spent the most amount of time out of the opening. If you look at the clock on the left.
Is the bottom left green? The person who's 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No. Okay. Bottom right is green. So Daria is the one who's on 14.
Oh, so who's on 10?
White is 10. White is 10. Richard is 10.
Which is fair enough.
For how he's been playing, yeah. Daria, actually, I've played a couple of games where she's been practicing because she's been obviously playing a lot before this tournament. And I'd consistently see her in this position where she would have the most time because she played her opening well enough that she gave herself enough time to think as you sort of head into mid and then start going towards end game. So that sort of aligns with how she's been practicing for sure.
That's awesome. Is it her movie? Yeah, it is her movie. Okay, so she. Oh, interesting choice. White did not take red spawn. Which is which I think is good. Did you see what did red just do? Did red move the castle back or?
No. Red moved the bishop between the king and the castle.
I see.
Okay.
To attack green's queen.
I see.
The king and the castle.
Yeah, the bishop's in the middle, and then it's like there's the queen. Daria had the queen and the bishop lined up.
And he just defended it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, understood. Okay, I see this. I'm back. Okay. White is biding time, but white is actually not doing very well right now. Quite open.
Yeah, I think in practice, white. But white, I mean, the good and bad of like whites live by the sword, die by the sword sort of strategy here is that if there is a mating opportunity, white will have their pieces in position.
Yeah.
See, when you're green, I think Daria has got an interesting balance here because she's consistently tried to stay open to mating opportunities on the diagonal. But generally, the challenge with being defensive is your pieces it's too many moves for your pieces to really enter the fray when there is an opportunity.
100%.
And so like that balance is the question, and I think white has chosen to be very aggressive here.
Mm-hmm.
But it could pay off. It could pay off because if they get a first mate, etc. 2 points is worth a lot in the context of the team standings.
And white is moving back, and I think they're all sensing blood with red. They're all starting to move in now.
Yeah, white broke the trust that they had for the last 10 moves, just in the previous move.
The knight, for sure.
But white's waiting. Yeah, because white doesn't have enough pieces to force the issue. So again, I think fundamentally it's going to come down to what black chooses to do. If black goes hard, I think it will break the game open on red. But But if black pulls back, I think then there's going to go through another period when the momentum can potentially shift.
Right. So red is also protecting.
Yeah, I mean, I think white has a pretty nice move moving the horse to right in front of the red pawn, attacking the castle. Um, I think that would be a fairly strong move, actually.
Right in front of the. Why so?
Because I think that look, red is in a
So red is in lots of trouble.
yeah, it's in a lot of trouble
Systematically,
with the queen, right? Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And so, like, you can pick up the castle for free because of the discovered check that's coming. Because the bishop is blocking the check between
Using green and yeah.
the not green, between black and red on the line.
Oh yeah. I see.
And the thing is, white plays before red. So like black's already played this. White knows that's coming. So white should, in theory, take advantage. There may be some more interesting moves as well that exist, but I don't know. Like, I mean, white could do something significantly more aggressive and take the horse with the castle, for example. But
Yeah.
again, the challenge with doing anything that is that aggressive is that you don't know for sure that black is actually going to play the check, right?
Yeah.
So you can be sort of
Also,
like,
yeah. Also, what's funny is if white moves the horse, he will lose his bishop to black's queen. You see, that
Yeah.
diagonal has opened up there.
Yeah.
And that comes with check. So it's actually not in white's interest to move it.
Oh, but he did. Oh,
no,
he's
but it's protected. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's why that square is very strong, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's but like the reality now is that it's an attack on the black queen,
Exactly.
which is the opposite. So yeah, it's pretty wild position. In all honesty, I think that Daria needs to move the horse out of the way. But like, yeah, I mean, I think she needs to figure out how to get her pieces in, right? Because this is the same challenge I was describing earlier, where there is an potential opportunity with red, or there might come up one, but like the green's pieces are not well set up to be able to take advantage quickly.
Yeah.
Like it may need 3 moves or something like that to be able to do so. Okay, so what did Daria do? Pushed
The pawn went up.
the pawn went up. No, it's a bishop. It's a bishop went up next to the pawn.
No, she moved. No, that's a pawn that's now attacking black's pawn.
The pawn was the one which got pushed up. Okay,
That's
interesting. Okay, so my guess here is that Daria is determined that she does not have enough moves to actually get in the game. And so she's basically causing complexity and distraction on black. Which is actually pretty smart. I think that's a very smart approach. I wonder what Richard and team are using this time for. They must be contemplating something.
I mean, I don't see any clear like attacking plans of action that can be done in one or two moves. So maybe they're thinking
Maybe that is. Well, what if they move the horse back into the hole?
there.
Yeah, they did. Okay, yeah, they did. So
So now check has to come. I mean, not necessarily.
For red, okay, so red just moved the castle back, which is like in. I guess the pawn is technically hanging. The pawn is hanging, right? Yeah,
Which
it's
pawn?
hanging. The white pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white pawn is hanging. It was hanging earlier too. So that's interesting that he didn't take it. So I think red is trying to just batten the hatches, but uh, black has to pause in order to respond to green. Which is fair enough. But yeah, see now the main line, the central file on the defense is open now. So if Daria pushes the central pawn for like a 10th rank or not 10th rank, whatever the J file pawn, she will be able to open up that line and like have this angle into black, which I think would make things quite spicy.
Oh, right.
Because I think that Daria does not feel confident being able to get into red.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just realized I was talking at you and I muted myself, so you had no idea I was saying things.
Oh yeah. So what were you thinking?
Actually, exactly what you just said. Just that that line had opened up now, and I was curious to see because that Daria has an easier check on black.
Exactly, and I think that is what she's setting up to do.
Yeah.
Because which is an interesting tactic, right? Not piling on red, because she's determined that she has a better shot at
Yeah.
trying to go after black. That's interesting calculus.
And black.
It might also be that black and green are the two strongest players materially on the board, and so if she's able to take down black, she might feel confident in taking the others.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think you're starting to see a lot of sort of like these potential momentum shifts in play now.
Yeah.
But white is going for green at this point. Like white's not.
Not
I would say
necessarily.
that was defensive actually, because he closed out he did allow green to take the pawn, right? Now the pawn is not.
Yeah. Oh, queen under attack. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so now green is going very aggressively.
White has a chance to do something well.
Well, the real question is whether red is going to take the bishop or not.
Yeah.
Because the black bishop is hanging.
Yeah.
The dark square bishop of black. Given the queen is under threat. And so that's really the opportunity here.
This is interesting because red could also make a strong comeback with this, with the right move.
Definitely. And I think, red's down a queen, so it's tricky. But yeah, if red were able to move the other castle back up to line up both castles on the same file and like bear down on black, I think red would be in a very, very strong position to be in play.
Also, red's white square bishop is extremely boxed in. That thing needs to come out.
Red's white square bishop is extremely
boxed in.
Yeah, red in general, I think, is playing quite defensive right now. So he didn't take Daria's offer, and so now Daria has unfortunately sacked the horse for nothing, right? But see, the thing though, that red has been signaling that red will be playing very defensively.
Yeah.
Once the pieces got down, so I think, yeah, I think it was a gamble that unfortunately didn't pay off to try to invite red to join in on the attack.
The other thing to note is Richard has only 5 minutes left. Red and green. So white has only 5, as we're seeing. Red and green are 13 and some change, and black is at 9.5, give or take a few seconds. So time is also going to start impacting this.
There is a 5-second increment though. So you can 5 seconds is a lot of time. So you could in theory just play for an infinite amount of time with infinite number of moves with the 5-second increment. I don't know how good Richard is at low time, but I think it's totally doable.
He's really good at it. I've seen him play a bunch of blitz matches on the Blitz show.
Got it.
He
then he's probably
like
not
40 seconds.
Yeah, he's probably not concerned then. The red and green bishops are now facing down each other, so that is a line that is opening up.
Yeah, wasn't Red's castle just hanging one move ago?
It wasn't hanging. It was protected by the bishop. So it would have to have been a trade for the bishop for the castle. Which that makes sense. Not to go for that trade at this time.
Well, if it's the heat in Bangalore or this game is heating up enough that I am starting very badly. Man. Black's actually emptied out a lot just in the last 5 moves.
Black's I think largely just lost a couple of pawns. I think the black has lost 3 pawns, I think. 1 pawn on each side and one of the central pawns. I think all other bigger pieces are still on the board, but it's sort of gotten diffuse in terms of position.
It seems like the white pawn is free now, no? The one between the castle and the knight on that diagonal. Black can take with the queen.
Yeah, it is.
D5.
I don't know.
I don't know if they would.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's like quite risky to take.
Yeah.
Largely because I think extending with the queen is tricky, but at the same time the price is strong because it's one move away from mate.
So many pieces.
Totally, and I'm pretty sure it's the bishop and the queen are lined up there, and so like they could try to set up for a mate on white, right? But
now they're moving towards green.
Oh,
no. This is all a move against black. Because white is setting up to take the black central pawn that will put the black king in check. Red is going after the pawn as well, the black pawn. The one that's in the middle of the board, not the one at the edge. Because the one at the edge is protected by the horse. And red just took the bishop, right?
Yep.
So yeah, like black just lost the bishop. So
black's protecting again. There we go.
And which makes sense. Yeah, I think white will take the pawn because the pawn is free. Right. Oh, I guess it's not free. Sorry, I think there's a horse there.
There's a horse.
I did not realize there's the horse. Yeah. So
but
he has to move it anyway because Daria's attacking it with her horse.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be a trade though because that is backed up still.
Oh yeah. But like, I mean, the horse for the bishop, I think, is like a trade which people may take. I mean, especially because Daria's advantage is that Daria's up a piece.
Yep.
Because now black's lost a bishop as well. So like, actually, is that right? No, Daria's not because she lost a horse earlier. Yeah, what I was gonna say was that when you're up a piece, you can choose to trade down against a player who you think is high risk. Turns out Daria is actually not up a piece, so I don't know whether that actually applies here. But
Black has just hung a horse. No.
I think
I don't see why you can't take it.
Was it open, the line? Was the line
Yeah,
open?
the bishop was
It
on
was
the
open,
same
okay.
diagonal.
Interesting. White must not have seen it because White's play so far has been extremely aggressive. So I can't imagine they didn't want to take it intentionally.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, also, I will say, like, even if Richard's good with time, 3 minutes on the clock is not easy to deal with mentally.
Agreed.
Yeah.
See everything.
Okay. Daria is now shifting things around, trying to swing around and push on White. I think White's defensive position is so bad that this is like a very difficult position for them to protect against.
Yeah. One of the
Because they're gonna take now, right? Like that line is going to open now. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
and the scariest part is if any queen or any major piece gets to a3, it's either make the next move or it's already just made. So that's going to
Yeah.
be an annoyance for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Black is, I think, alert to the danger that green could be in pole position.
And isn't it a thing that it's easier to go left? It's easier to mate left of yourself, correct?
I don't know if that's easier to mate left. I think it's easier to not give away mates when you attack to the left because there aren't other people who can move after you, right? The player has the ability to respond. Isn't the red horse hanging right now?
Yeah. No.
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
No,
The bishop. That's the bishop all the way at the back. Okay. And this is actually a super tricky position.
Yeah, white needs to be extremely careful because of green has lined up the two rooks, on the second line.
Yep.
Correct, but at the
line.
same time, green has this risk again from black, right? And so, like the reason that green didn't open it up is because of the risk from black, and that has given white enough time to bring the castle back.
Because black is that was the thing actually when that central line opened up before, that I was thinking that green is in a better position in a way, was in a better position, but I actually saw black's entry into green more than I saw green's entry into black with that, and I didn't know why. And I'm not saying that will happen, but it was just like this now looks a lot more like what I was thinking would happen then.
Yeah, totally. Black has the queen and a rook lined up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a tough position. It's definitely a tough position to defend against.
I mean, Andaria's in a decent position, of course, but she'll lose a lot trying to protect against that.
Yeah, see, this is a very, very tricky position now because the white can also choose to open the lineup at any point in time, which is the other crazy thing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Red is retreated very firmly into their corner.
Yeah, I think red is going to just survive.
Yeah.
Red's going to just survive.
No, also red has put the two rooks on the same rank now.
This is true.
So once the knight in front of it moves,
yeah.
problem.
But see, black there's fairly well defended against that in the way that they're set up against green. Actually, the same thing is sort of helping him that side also.
I mean, the issue for green, see, is that white is more set up to attack green now, not black. And so like with white and black attacking and red largely trying not to overextend and just playing defensive, I think that green is at risk right now. It can swing very quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So like I don't think there's any like it's not like anything that crazy, but you have to be sort of careful not to make a mistake in this kind of position. I think the results from some of the
I don't know. But they're still. Yeah, I think they're still figuring out how that's going to go. But yeah, some of the other games are starting to show how the teams will go, which is interesting. I wonder if that will start impacting how these guys are playing, if you can pay attention, because I think they're all playing in the same room.
I don't know how they would get the info though. I guess they'll just see what happens because I think theoretically you're not supposed to
No.
speak right there. Like, I think you look, but I don't think there's any like talking. That's sort of like permitted.
Right. But I do think that what we were talking about at the beginning, I think because it's so tight, everyone is being very particular about blocking the team right behind them so they can maintain, if not push up.
Yeah.
In terms of meet them and stuff.
Totally. Oh wow, that's Red decided to try to attack a bit, and now is going to have to handle some of the responses as a result.
Am I seeing this right, or does White have 2 minutes and 35 seconds left?
2 and 35.
That's correct. That's correct.
Ooh,
yeah, I think White is consistently using time. They're not the only ones who are low, though. I think Red also has not got a ton of time. I think Red's like at 6 minutes or something like that.
Red, I think, at 7.
Oh, it's 7.
7:19, if I'm not mistaken. Which is not a lot, but it's still like to be at 7 now still makes a lot more sense. Like I don't know, at this point of the game. Go Richard, honestly. That's immense amount of mental stress. Like I would struggle for 2 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. If you're used to it, it's not that bad, to be honest. And like 2.5 minutes is still a very large amount of time. And so like I think if they're able to converge to a checkmate in the next sort of 10 minutes, so that's while Richard still has like north of 30 seconds on his clock, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah. I think the bigger question right now is it's a bit of a cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Where people don't know which way they exactly want to go. And yeah, it's sort of like we need to see who comes up with sort of the best plan to break down one of these defenses and sort of like lays a trap.
At some point, someone's just going to have to call it and go for it, right? Which is what I thought actually White did right at the beginning. But
they did. There tend to be multiple times when that needs to happen, right? Yeah. Okay. I actually think that the A, B, C, D, E, and the F2 green pawn, very high risk now.
Oh, well.
Oh man, let's go.
Wait, what?
White just lost a bit. White just lost a bishop.
It
was a mistake.
Yeah,
it was a mistake. White just lost a bishop.
What happened was the red maneuvered the knight.
Yeah.
It looked like they were opening a line between the rook and black's knight, but in reality, they were also attacking white's bishop. Something got lost in translation.
Yeah, I think white just did not track that, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, the rook was protecting that pawn, no? Before?
No, that pawn has been hanging for a very long time. And black just chose to take it now.
Yeah, there's actually, if you go back and watch this stream, there's a point at which Shreyas noted, like, I think 20 minutes ago, that it was hanging.
Yeah, it's been hanging for a very long time.
But, yeah.
So interestingly, Daria is not jumping on the bandwagon, which is, again, curious, right? Daria could have just chosen to open up the line.
Yeah.
With the two rooks, sorry.
He might still, depending on the moment. She's not one to let that go, typically.
But I think she does not. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is, like, do you actually think you are in the best position to get the mate? And if not, perhaps there's like a different angle that you can use, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't think she actually might be.
Yeah, and her team is, I believe, 14 points off the lead. So she might be extra deliberate to secure the point.
Oh, she needs to get all 5 points. Yeah, fair enough.
Another going back. Oh, she's trying to use that.
No, that's a strong fork. That's a really strong fork.
Queen and rook, no? Ouch.
Yeah. I think she's gonna take here. I don't think she's going to let the rook go, even on the exchange. See, because the getting the rook off the board dramatically reduces the pressure on her.
Yeah.
And the horse has not been doing a ton for her so far in the game, right? I mean, it's been useful, but
Yeah. Black's go? Where does Black's go?
No, it's black. Yeah, no, it's black. And black is, the earlier black was at 719. Black is now down to. Oh wait, they paused the time or something happened. I'm not sure what exactly happened. I think Chico is the referee for the game, so he probably will need to adjudicate before he can share back what the story is. He's about to start it again. Yeah.
So we will hopefully get back to you soon with what just happened there.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. She took the castle. So.
Yeah, this is really rough for black now, because now they have to move the other rook. Oh, just
wait, does Richard think that he wants to put them in check?
That's right.
But it's not checkmate because the bishop can block. He thought, I think it might be checkmate. Yeah, but he has touch piece, so he has to do something now. That's tough.
Yeah.
Is black going to take the green
probably
horse?
Well, do they have a better move? What else would they do? I don't think they have a better move.
I mean, they could take the green bishop. No, they can't take that. What's the problem?
But you see the problem. Green's rook can take whatever piece that is.
That's a pawn, but that pawn is protected by the bishop, though. There's a black bishop behind.
Yeah, but then it will pin black's queen, no? Oh, nice.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, that's right. Good. That was a knight, not a bishop. So This makes sense.
Update for y'all is that somebody in the audience who was watching fell, and so they paused the game to make sure people were doing okay.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice.
You know what's hard about this game, which has surprised me, is that you can usually tell when a mate is coming, and I'm just not. It's been quite.
I agree. I agree. I think people have been holding on well, and I think that both black and green have done very well to like shift momentum in different ways at different points in the game, and so that has caused like people have not ganged up 3-on-1, right?
Yeah.
There were multiple opportunities for that to happen, but instead of bandwagoning, they like managed to shift, and so it has resulted in this like fairly unpredictable game, which is
And quite complex, yeah.
that's a nice little setup though with the oh wow, it's a double check.
Oh, double check.
Oh,
That's exciting. Double check's always exciting.
go black, finally. That was cool.
Interesting.
Oh,
Very
white is in
interesting.
huge trouble.
You think white's the one who's in trouble?
Well, let's
I feel like
talk
red
to.
is also like high risk.
Yeah, red.
Yeah. White certainly
I
has
mean,
less going for them in order to be able to protect, though.
so white's going to just pull the castle back down, right? That's what white's going to do.
Correct. Which means that
and
white's
block.
queen is stuck.
Maybe it's stuck. Right? Why is it stuck?
The king
If
can
it-
protect the castle just as
It
much.
will be made from black. That queen and bishop diagonal is a bit of a problem.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
fine.
It is tricky.
Red also.
Or black can move the king as well, but I think but see, okay,
ouch.
she's done that. She decided to like sack the
The rook.
the bishop. Yeah, so the exchange the rook for the bishops. I guess she was concerned about exactly what you saw.
Correct.
Yeah.
Dude, this is super tricky now because it's super tricky now.
You both were saying it is difficult to know what's going to happen next. Now it's basically impossible.
Yeah, it is. What do you think red's gonna do? Red block with the bishop? Yeah, I think that's what he looks like he's gonna do. Okay. Dude, but like the castle is black is losing a castle too. So
Yep.
right, because he's in check, black is in check, has to take the green castle and will lose the black castle in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That was actually a brilliant move. Absolutely brilliant move from Daria. Because it wasn't just a castle for a bishop, it was a castle for a bishop and a castle, which given black was the other strong player on the board, I think that was actually a really, really sharp play.
I would argue that red and green are fairly equally matched at the moment.
Yeah, you see, black doesn't have any long range pieces other than the queen now. It's the queen and two horses. That's not ideal. Oh, it's even worse.
Yeah, black's not in good shape right now at all.
Yeah.
Especially because the problem is that green can give away the mate to white.
White.
Because white can come in with a castle, white can come in with a queen. White's got a lot of options here. And red can come in and close out.
Yep.
Like red can come in and like prevent the queen from moving and things like that. Like if the white queen moves to the last rank and puts the black king in check, red can get the mate by taking the pawn and preventing the queen from being able to move. Yeah, it's actually a pretty nasty situation for black.
It's also that I believe the horse right in front of Black King is free right now. No? No, it's not. Never mind.
Well, nothing's attacking the horse that is freed unprotected, right? I don't think anything's attacking the horse.
No. Just Green's castle, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, that. I see.
Yeah,
No,
there.
that will still be. Yeah, I think that's. Oh wow. If White wanted to be really aggressive, they could take the pawn, but it looks like
I don't think,
White is
yeah.
not. White is going after red.
White can't take the pawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say white would not. Well,
with the
Why couldn't
horse,
White take the pawn? Is that bad? No, it would have been with the castle, the black pawn all the way at the end, trapping the king queen in front of the king, with the bishop, the green bishop backing up the castle.
bishop black. Oh,
It would have been a pretty sick move, but yeah, I think that's like a lot of moving parts, so I understand the risk.
Just for fun,
Then
I hope Daria keeps pushing the pawn. It would be funny to see floating the queen and
that would be very entertaining. Yeah.
Is that a bishop on the white diagonal next to the black king's open white diagonal? That's a bishop on there, right?
In front of the black king is the black queen, and then there's two horses.
Two horses. Okay, those are horses.
That black has two horses.
Okay.
Madhu, the pawn was pushed, so you got your wish.
Yeah,
it's good waiting.
And then it was blocked by the king.
It's a smart move by Richard. I will say it can make for some awkward mating situations.
How do you mean?
I mean, look, the white horse is hanging right now.
Yeah.
If black chooses to come in with the queen, can take the horse, and the pawn covers a few squares, etc. It can become quite awkward.
Hmm.
I think the queen can't, in practice, actually come out, right? Because
it can't. It'll run into roots going all the way to the end of check, and that's just
correct. I think that's checkmate.
It's not. The king can come up.
If the rook
all the way to the end,
it can come. I see. It can come up,
but almost.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Okay.
Ooh. See if they can get first mate before you have to split shares.
Before I have to split?
Yeah,
I've got another 15, 20 minutes. So I think I would be surprised if a first mate does not happen in the next 15 minutes. It would honestly be really impressive on both white and black's part if they survive for another 15 minutes. I mean, this is not an easy position.
Yeah.
to hold on for.
Daria is dreaming.
Yeah, Daria is gearing up for a mate on black, clearly.
She has it too. Well, not quite yet. Depends on.
I mean, I think she can do all sorts of crazy stuff. I think she can just move the bishop up, the light square bishop, to attack the queen and sack the bishop in order to mate because the queen can't move. This is a tough position.
She doesn't have her black square bishop anymore, does she?
She does.
No, she does. She does. It's in front of the queen.
So why wouldn't she just? And
then on the other side, red is both horses are forked. Not horses, castles are forked by the horse. And I wonder whether white will just take it. Yeah, I wonder whether white will just take it.
Well, but that particular horse, it would be a strange exchange because isn't there also another horse protecting that? It would be a trade because there's a horse also with. You're talking about the horse on the A column, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's another horse there in case red does go for that. And it would be just an exchange from what I can see.
Well, it would be a horse for a castle, right?
Well, but there's another horse and another. Well.
I mean, he could just take the castle. White can just take the castle right now.
Yeah.
I think you can't take the castle back with a horse. That's not possible. The horse is pinned.
Why not?
It's pinned.
Oh, the horse is pinned. Wow.
Because of green's bishop. So
yeah,
they will have to take it to the king.
Crazy.
Yeah, I assumed he would take it with the king. Actually, I didn't see why. Oof.
Yeah, wild. Who's playing? It's black to play? Or
it's
green to play at 7 minutes.
Yeah. So right now, time check is that red and green are about 7. Green just hit 6:59. Red's at 7:23. Black's at 1:23, I think, or 20.
No, that's white, right? Or no, both black and white are 1:20.
Are at 1:20.
The dark square bishop. Interesting move.
Oh.
Check.
He decided to play
what
check.
Is this? Why did he just sack it like that?
No, why did
that's a crazy. Yeah, I feel like he just lost a piece.
He being white, yes?
Yeah, I think white just lost a piece. I know the white thought they could follow up with some pressure on the bishop or something like that, but I think it's sufficiently well protected that's actually kind of hard. I think that move is going to put them in trouble now because now Daria is putting white in check. White is going to protect.
Oh, I know this is a very tense moment, but I really enjoyed Daria's flourishing.
Little twirl.
It's like she was choosing which candy to buy at the shop or something.
Oh boy. I think Richard knows that like white is living on borrowed time now, so white has to like try to force a mate really fast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, white will run out of not literal time, but like somebody will just end up mating white. So
And not getting much for it also, in terms of like if he doesn't play his cards right or his pieces right.
totally. But I think it's just tricky. I don't see how, unless Daria makes an error in judgment here, white will get an opening to actually do it.
I mean, the funny thing is, it's all in a bit of a gridlock. If black doesn't move the queen, I don't see a simple checkmate, even now.
Yeah. I mean, two people would have to attack, basically. And that means one person is giving up.
Yeah. Oof. I have to give it to them. None of them are willing to like give up, which is
This is it's a very, very high level of play. Very, very high level of play.
Insane.
Oh, interesting. White can put black in check now.
Do you mean with the queen?
Now with the castle.
Oh, there.
Do something, right? If you do that. So
That's her queen, no? Yeah.
yeah, but I wonder what the point of that is. Yeah, I wonder what. I'm curious. So it almost feels like she's going after red by doing that.
Huh.
But I don't know. I mean, it's not really clear.
Yeah.
Red is clearly going after white and nobody else.
That one's. Ooh.
That move is not allowed. Yeah. See? The knight was pinned.
Yeah, because of the bishop.
Yeah. Black's running out of time, so it makes sense.
30
I think
seconds.
there's probably like a 2 or 3 warning system where you do that a couple of times and then you probably just lose or you're forced to resign.
I think that was the first time Black did that, no? Because he's still fighting.
Yeah.
She seems like she's going for Black. There's no opening for her to be going for red.
I mean, to me, red does not look like red is playing for a checkmate right now, right?
Yeah.
Which I think I understand because red had a really rough beginning to the game.
Yeah.
But at this point, actually, I think red, yes, red's a queen down, but red has every other major piece. So I actually think red is in a, at minimum, red is the second strongest on the board. Red, you might be able to argue that red is even the strongest on the board.
I was thinking red was, yeah.
Well, red doesn't have a queen, and green has a queen and queen, castle, 2 bishops, right? Red has 2 castles, 2 bishops, 2 horses. I mean, it's not obvious.
That's fair. I think I was also looking at positionally, red seems better defended than green does.
But defense does not like right now. Like who can attack matters more, right? Because
yeah.
So,
the major factor is if green has to exchange pieces with anybody else to get a checkmate, then red is in a great position for the cleanup after.
for the last 2 points, yeah, that's a good read. It's unclear whether black is good at low time. By the way, you guys said that you have experience with Richard at low time, but black has only 30 seconds left. See, Richard has managed to stay at 1 minute 23 seconds.
Yeah.
For a long time. So
There's also apparently, while we're waiting, some other games have been wrapping up. And so now this game is going to determine the team winner also, I believe, if I've understood that correctly.
Oh, I see. I mean, I think, yeah, I guess just looking at what. Oh, wow. I think it's going to be between Richard and Savio. That's the.
Yeah.
I think Savio is in Jaguar.
Yep.
And Richard's in Botfish. Yeah. So it's they are both in with a very strong shout.
Which is sort of poetic because it also, this game particularly started with them also in the way that the game began and how they were playing.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I think in practice, Richard has to get a mate here, or the first mate, and then the rest, whatever happens, kind of.
Which I think was what Richard.
Hasn't black just given up mate? Or am I crazy? Oh, wait, no, that's the king on the left.
Yeah. The king is on the left, the queen is on the right. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
That would have been illegal otherwise because the white queen is attacking, right? Yeah, so. But I mean, it's still messy, man. I can't, like, I feel like, yeah, there are still some light square bishops on the board. You could probably put the black king in check in various ways. Like, I mean, Daria can put the black king in check by moving the queen all the way up, right? I think black has had enough playing defense. Instead of like trying to move the king to a position that was like as safe as possible.
Yeah.
And then is like going back out to like try to create something.
Oh, they paused. No? Yeah, they paused.
They don't like the move. Why do they not like the move? No, it's running now.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's now green to play. I actually think. Yeah.
You think?
No, I think green is actually in a tricky position here.
A tricky position.
Because doesn't have a ton of time. See now, queen J1 or whatever check is coming.
Yeah.
From black, and the only move is going to be to block.
J1. I see.
Queen J1 check is coming, and I think that now the bishop is going to be dropped. It's tricky. Maybe black one move. Black's not doing it. Okay.
And Daria blocked that. Okay.
Well, but the bishop is still dropped, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, also the queen can go to the other side now. On the same rank as the king.
Yeah, see, the bishop is dropped now. Now, I mean, I think now it's undeniable that red is squarely the strongest.
Yeah, now it's very, very difficult for everyone.
Which, again, is a phenomenal comeback from red.
Yeah.
After losing the queen in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was like the 5th move of the game or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, and red is now showing their teeth, actually. Much more than they have before.
Yeah, but I mean, I sort of feel like Daria has been very savvy the entire game with knowing who is the strongest, who to sort of focus on. And I cannot imagine she's not going to switch to potentially focus on red soon. So, yeah. Yeah, and see, Richard is inviting.
Yep. And he's taking it. Yeah.
Yeah, now I think Daria's setting up for a back rank check.
For a what check?
The get to the last rank with the castle.
Ah, yeah.
Nope.
I guess not.
And they're moving back. Ooh, guys.
I think you might be right, Priyanka. I think they may not.
I don't think they will.
Get to a checkmate before I have to leave in the next 3 minutes. I'm like quite impressed, actually. It's like, not easy.
This is the longest I've seen 4 players on the board at the same time. Honestly.
It's strange because there have been so many phases. There's been like 5 minutes of crazy activity, and then everyone reassesses, goes back to different.
Oh, wow. Oh no, she dropped the queen.
Yeah.
She dropped the queen. That's difficult. That is very difficult. She's got to take the...
No,
she can't take it. She can't even take it because of...
No, she loses her bishop.
Also, yeah. Oof.
That's rough. That is rough. It was just...
White is suddenly back in this, actually.
Yeah. And white actually... Red is doing the best time-wise, but white is doing second best time-wise. So, Madhu, your prediction was right in terms of Richard and low time.
Yeah, Richard has done a good job at low time, without a doubt. I think the... Oh, no, that's check. Yeah, okay.
From where?
There was the red bishop when...
And the black queen.
It was first from the black queen, then she moved to a spot that was on the...
Red bishop, I see.
And now Richard can play rook down check.
Yeah, I think rook down would not be made. So I think it would like leave lots of opportunity for other people.
Yeah.
Because of the I2 square. But I think actually, if black doesn't move, I
queen.
think...
Yes.
Yeah, queen, that's checkmate, I think, is queen K1.
Oh, it's still right.
Well, what is green going to do? I think, dude, I don't know how green
can do anything.
I think they gave the way to Richard, yeah. Hopefully he sees it, but... Yeah, see, I think Daria saw that.
He has to hang the rook.
I don't...
Oh, no?
No, you can't. You can't hang the rook. It doesn't matter because you come all the way to the back rank to I1.
No. I meant if the rook had moved to the left, no, then that's protecting the line that the black queen is attacking.
Yeah.
And the king could.
I1 is checkmate. I think I1 is checkmate.
Yeah, this is just mate.
Right? And
How
I
is
think white is just.
Oh,
White.
it's not.
Oh my god. No,
It's
it is
not,
mate.
It's not. It wasn't.
Why is it not?
The
Why is
king could
I1
have
not
gone
mate?
one square up.
How, dude? Because no, that was mate. Right?
I don't. Okay, can someone explain to me how that was
you
made?
go to
Because I don't-
J2.
Yeah, you go to
J2,
J2.
is it? I see. You go to J2.
Speaking, the
J2
explanation
was available.
what you saw, no?
Well, that was what I. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean,
it
turned out
that's
you
a
were right.
fork.
That's it. It's a very, very nice fork. It's a very nice fork. Crazy. Now the lack of time makes things very complicated, actually.
Again.
Okay, Richard has got to take the knight, but once he does that, it's. Yeah, man, what a terrible time to have to leave.
Oh, they paused.
I suspect it's because white's queen is in the middle of two squares.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good guess. People don't know which place. Like, oh wow, the horse is actually protected.
Oh, yeah, by the bishop.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, guys, in a minute I'm gonna have to drop. So sadly, this is edge of your seat stuff. But
White just lost by time. So Shreyas, you were also right.
Are
White
you
lost
sure?
by time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like 0-0-0.
White just lost by time.
What a
Oh,
game. Black's about to lose by time potentially too.
green.
Green.
Green. Unreal. Now they're pretty much almost done.
I mean, I think Red's going to wop this up. Jaguars are going to win.
Yeah. According to our
seems like
live scores,
quite
Jaguars
good.
are still in the lead by like 2 points.
I mean, isn't green rook I1 checkmate?
Yeah.
On the zombie?
It should.
No, it's not because of not I1. That was going to say B1, but no,
Yeah.
A2 would still be.
Yeah, I was also wondering.
Available. Yeah, whether there's a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I was wondering if the green rook could go and check the black king also. Oh.
Wait, what?
They ran out of time there too.
Oof.
Wait, so what happened? So now it's red versus green?
Yep.
That's a checkmate. It's a red checkmate, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a red checkmate. And so red checkmated black.
Correct.
And it's basically red versus green.
Yeah.
And yeah, red should be able to just close this out really quickly.
And Savio's been insane.
That was truly
What a
insane.
game.
There was nothing
game.
for all the time, and then the last 5 minutes, it's all
Yeah,
ending.
it's unbelievable.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Red's played so smartly too because no one was looking at green at the time that Red made his move. Sorry, no one was looking at black when he
It's a
did that.
brilliant play. I mean, I think black was in a tough spot, so that's not. I'm not sure there's a ton.
Okay, quick end. There's not much she can do, and she knows it too. Unfortunately.
Yeah, this is just a matter of just a few moves. Though.
And Red also still has 4 minutes on the clock. He's fine.
Yeah, I think this is now. Daria maybe has one last gambit to see if she
Go for the
can-
draw.
Yeah, some sort of stalemate. But I think there's just too many
no
pieces.
chance.
See, that's a queen. There's just a queen, right? There's just not much.
You can do. Yeah,
Then,
I mean,
like another
this
castle is
pretty-
going to swing around. Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah.
She's valiantly fighting, but I just.
Yeah, that's it. Ladder.
And now she brings the castle down from the bottom. Yeah,
GG's.
good game. Okay, guys, I've got a drop.
Right.
Okay, fine.
Bye,
There's a little
dude.
bit
Thanks
more.
for making it up.
There's a little bit more. I'll just watch her take the. Yeah.
Fight till the end.
All right. Okay. What an insane game. Amazing.
Incredible.
Thank you for having me. I've got to go. Okay. Bye-bye.
For joining us. Bye.
That's it, Shreyas.
Wow.
That
He
was
actually
pretty
gave
nuts.
news. He stayed to the end. That was insane. That was truly insane. Oh, wow. I've never seen a game like that. Literally, all of them fighting until their absolute last breath. That was truly remarkable.
Yeah. Chickens.
Okay. A quick update for y'all from the board is currently the lead was between Jaguars and Bodfish, but seeing as Red mated green, Jaguars seem to be in a solid lead right now. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes. At present, we are
Go on.
going to jump, and y'all should tune in on Instagram because we'll be doing an interview with the winners. Sorry, I'm still reeling from that. Just that entire end was a lot. Everything happened in the last 25 seconds. My brain was fine. But please do join us on Instagram. We'll be doing interviews with the winners. That was truly, truly remarkable. I'm super, super impressed with everything that we just saw.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not very often you get to see like mind-blowing games like this. So.
No, and honestly, I think one of my favorite parts of the game was definitely seeing how people were never really doing the 3-on-1. They really played a very, very high level of Quaternity, and it was truly something. So so thank you all for joining in. Madhu, thank you for being there with Shreyas and I. You made it a lot more colorful for both of us, I know. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know it was a unique viewing experience, shall we say, with our.
You can say that again.
But we made it work.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it was as much of a roller coaster as the game was. I hope so. Double the fun.
Yeah. Oh my god! I spent half my time just like staring at my screen with my nose like an inch away. But it was incredible. Clearly, the Brazil tournament has lived up to its hope, like its hope, its aspiration. I don't know, but yeah. Thanks for joining. Tune in on Instagram very soon. They'll be broadcasting fun interviews with the winners. And yeah, see you guys later. See you guys on Instagram.
And thank you to everyone out there in Brazil organizing the tournament. You all always do a great job. So
100%.
It's up to you guys.